Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch. We are in the third week of June. We're looking at the 15th until the 19th. Retail, low print, and imports, plus our community spotlight where you show off your pickups and potentially win a physical Switch game. Let's get on with it. Burnout Paradise is releasing this week, something that many people are excited about. A classic racer that feels like it's been around a lifetime. Sadly, I always preferred the older games. The open world did nothing for me, and I long missed the days of Burnout Takedown. But personal opinions aside, I know this is going to please a lot of people, despite the surprisingly high price tag. Anyone picking this up? Burnout Paradise is SwitchWatch Legends' Jonathan Rumor's pick of the week. I know I've mentioned this way too many times in previous episodes since it keeps getting delayed, but finally, perhaps, just maybe, Railway Empire is getting released this week. Physically too, this is pretty much what it says on the tin. You build up your Railway Empire across the emerging American landscape, competing against other companies. It features many period trains that enthusiasts will enjoy, and hopefully the port turns out to be nice on the Switch. In North America, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath Collection is seeing a release. Not quite a physical since it's a download code in a box, which, as we all know, is a bit pants. This includes all the updates and content given for Mortal Kombat 11 that's been made so far and is much more packed than the original release. It's also better value for money than buying the original game and then the DLC. There is no European release for this. Mega Party Tchuf Adventure is releasing this week. I believe this is a wider release of a game that I already mentioned quite a long time ago. Either that or it got delayed and I just didn't notice. Who knows with microids? Anyways, it looks pretty crap if we're being honest. An uncertainty is that of Ion Fury. It's definitely coming, but I don't know for sure if it's this week or next week. Many retailers have this down in Europe for the 19th of June, but Ion Fury's website now has it for the 26th. I know that they do have the game in hand now, so this week is still likely. But don't be disappointed if it doesn't make it. This is an old school shooter published by 3D Realms, going for that Doom clone vibe that we all love. The physical release will also net you a mini art book and stickers. I inquired about if this physical is European only, but at the time of this video's production, 3D Realms did not reply. I'll edit info below if there are any developments in that. I hope North Americans are getting this too since it looks badass. Now, last week I missed a game. I thought it was just a placeholder since it's been around for like forever. But yeah, I missed Farmer's Dynasty. It released physically last week. This is an interesting mix of hardcore farming sim, like you'd find in that titular series, but also going full Harvest Moon on us and including life simulation elements as well. This does look pretty rough around the edges, especially in the character models. However, people who have played this on other systems have found it to be a nice alternative to Farming Simulator. Alright, let's jump into the low print releases. Wizard of Legend was announced about like 2 hours after last week's episode. Pretty typical. Limited Run put up this popular eShop title up for pre-order. I remember when this released digitally on the Switch a while ago and it shot straight to the top of the chart, seemingly out of nowhere. I still haven't played it, but I've heard nothing but great things about it, and just cements the idea that Limited Run pretty much have the monopoly on the top tier indies. And this is God of Resin's pick of the week. Crosscode was also put up for order last week. Looks like I'm really playing catch up. Anyways, this is published by IN Games, or In Games, or whatever, however you say it, on Strictly Limited's website via their distribution line, which means it will receive a wider, less special release in the future. There's a standard edition plus a collector's edition that might actually be sold out by the time this video goes out. Anyways, this is a well-received indie game that there was a lot of hype about in our Discord server. Who's ordered this one? This is Dane Wilkinson's pick of the week. Super Rare Games have their latest game announced, seems like every week now. Anyways, their next release was a bit of a gem on the Switch during its early days. And yes, that pun was 100% intended, as their next release is Graceful Explosion Machine, GEM. I never played this back when it released, but I remember there was a bit of a buzz around it, even if many people may now have forgotten about it. I'm just surprised it's taken this long to have a physical. You can pre-order it on June 18th, and this is Gannicus's pick of the week. Alright guys, massive edit here right at the last minute before I was gonna go to bed. Monday evening for me, PlayAsia and East Asia Soft announced their next physical release. Why do they do this to me? Literally, I just got my PJs on, and Visipon posted the announcement in the Discord, which I very much appreciated, Visipon. Thank you, but my god, man's got to sleep. Anyways, I had to put this one in because it's a big one for me anyways. Murder by Numbers was a very interesting and popular indie game that was released digitally not so long ago, mixing murder mystery with Picross, and you've got yourself a game that I'm 100% ordering. It's got badass artwork, plus a soundtrack by the dude who did Ace Attorney, and boy has this got me pumped. As always, there's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition which comes with a 2 CD soundtrack, oh baby, manual, sticker set and certificate. It's limited to 2,000 copies, so be there on June 18th, 11 PM Hong Kong time. If you do want to pre-order, then please come back here to this video to use our links that are in the description and pinned comment, as it will help us very much. It supports us massively and we greatly appreciate it. Plus, you can have the coupon code SwitchWatchTV to get 5% off your order. Alright, edit over. Alright, let's jump into the imports this week. Just remember that if any take your fancy and you'd like to import them for yourself, then there are imports links below in the description and the pinned comment. It helps support us, this little series and SwitchWatch, as a whole. So we very much appreciate it. Plus, in return, if you use our links, you can get 5% off your order if you use the coupon code SwitchWatchTV. That's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, while checking out for 5% off your order. Alright, one of the highlights so far in terms of imports this year for persons of a certain age may very well be the Namcot Collection. Yes, Namcot, not Namco. This is a collection of old console ports of their well-loved arcade games. This is a cheap and cheerful import, perhaps one of the most wallet-friendly around, and includes 11 games on the cartridge, with English. It also includes a bonus title, especially for the physical version, I believe, and there is DLC, however, and this will match it up with the 2 digital releases that are happening in the West. So actually there are 22 games overall, but 11 on this cartridge, hence the really cheap price. On the cartridge, you're looking at classics such as NES Pac-Man, Dragon Spirit, Galaga, and even Splatterhouse. I'm definitely picking this one up. Hopefully you can get a review done for you guys in the future. We'll see. Prototype have another visual novel for us. This time it's Gunka o Haita Neko, a furry-infused otame that does not appear to have English. There's also another one called Harakanaru Toki no Naka D7 from Koei Tecmo, plus Variable Barricade. Both of these games do not appear to have English. Before we go into the community spotlight section, I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend and regular SwitchWatch contributor Alex Grave. While this isn't Switch related, I do want to bring your attention to a project that he's got going on right now. He's a published author and he's trying to get his novel turned into a manga. He's headed to Kickstarter to try and make that happen. So if you're into mystery as well as an anime style and you want to help a dude's dream come to reality, then please check it out and consider pledging if you like what you see. There are links in the description below where you can find his Kickstarter. Some of the concept art that I've seen looks really great. So yeah, good luck to Alex. I'm going to be contributing, so I'm hoping it gets funded. Alright, let's jump into the community spotlight where you show off your pickups, and you guys did it. We finally scraped over the 100 retweets needed to make this month's giveaway the wonderful, beautiful Golf Story and Cat Quest games from B-Side Games. Absolutely stunning. I'm very excited to give these away. Alright, let's take a look at this week. Firstly, me. Well, literally just as I was finishing editing this video, something wonderful turned up in the post. Samurai Showdown Shock Box Edition from Pix and Love Publishing. This is an absolutely gorgeous effort on their part. A very convincing Neo Geo box with not one, but 2 games inside. Yes, if you bought this edition, you get the 2019 reboot, but also the Neo Geo Pocket color game Samurai Showdown 2. Yes, this miniature fighter physical was actually the main reason I wanted this amazing edition, and I have to thank Pix and Love Publishing for sorting me out after it originally sold out. I guess someone cancelled their order, the fools. So yeah, you get 2 games, this badass box, plus an awesome chunky art book showing off all the characters in the reboot. This is now one of my favorite pieces in my collection. I know they are supposed to be selling the Samurai Showdown 2 individually at some point in the future, but at the minute they are focusing on the Samurai Showdown Neo Geo Collection, which was recently announced. Same type of box, so you know it's going to be solid and quality. Limited Run are going to be doing one themselves, but with this box I would definitely need to go with Pix and Love. These guys have a habit of selling out fast, so make sure you sign up to their newsletter so you don't miss a thing. I almost missed out on this and I wanted to cry, but now it's Christmas come early for me. Alright, Tommy Mayer sent in this picture of some recent pickups, loving that box art for the Bioshock collection. That art deco style will never ever age. Just a shame about the massive download requirements. Everyone's favourite action hero Kirk Canongrave got in these two games, Fallen Legion, an early NES America Switch game, along with the beast that is Hyrule Legends, one of the best Masu games in the business. Palmer sent in this triple Mega Man goodness. How's everyone enjoying the Zero collection? People were excited about it, but actually since release, I haven't seen many people talk about it. It seems to have come and gone. Raven Knight sent in this photo with some nice games. Yoshi's Crafted World is a lovely Switch game. It's not as good as Woolly World, which is a hard pill to swallow considering this is a sequel, but you know, it's a fine time for kids, and 100% completion will take a long time. I really enjoyed it once I'd gotten over the fact it's not as good as Woolly World. Julian sent in this picture with a double dose of Xenoblade. I never realized how similar the box art was. That's going to be confusing on store shelves. Neverbird sent in a few photos this week. Just to briefly go over some of them, he got the collector's edition of Disgaea, Fallen Legion, Lapis Labyrinth, God Wars, very nice. They're not always easy to find these days. Always best to get the NES American collector's editions very early. Roran sent in this picture including Daemon X Machina. That is some badass cover art. I do wonder how well this one sold. Mechs are always quite niche, and I think it went under the radar more than Marvelous would have liked. Chris Hepburn joined the Helmet crowd, one of the rare Funbox media games that's actually supposedly decent, a cheap, cheerful physical. Chris from Cali got the massive Xenoblade box, as well as the North American release of Finding Teddy 2 from VGNY, which we featured on this episode a couple of times now. Lovely. Mr. Gab showed off some nice games, including 2 Animal Crossing Switches. I can't even afford one, man. Plus, they have some awesome indies such as Valfaris and Slain, both from the same developer, both totally metal, and Juan loves them both. Stephen Thompson showed off these games, including that very delicious Stardew, as always, plus 2 Knights of Pen and Paper games. They came in a double pack from Super Rare, one of those similars to like Blaster Master Zero from Limited Run, where they really could have put both of them on one cartridge if they wanted to. Anaheim Rookie sent in these great games. Nice to see Dead or School, once a Japanese exclusive, now available in Europe. Sadly, America didn't get a physical version. Very rough, but quite a fun game overall. I'm seeing a lot of NES America stuff this week, guys. What's going on? Mr. Valgar sent in this picture. Now, Princess Guide is definitely one of their lesser seen titles physically. I'm sure people must have sent it in before amongst their larger collections, but I think this is the first time that I've actually noticed it. I'm interested. I might try and find this one next time I get to England. J-Tin sent in some cheap, cheerful pickups. Nice to see Has Been Heroes. I really like that game. It's bloody hard, but so rewarding once it clicks with you. It's a game you really need to learn, and progress does not come easy. Pretty with Horn sent in 3 games. Bloodstained recently announced that they sold over 1 million copies, which is insane for an indie game, especially one that's top tier in the pricing bracket. And I don't care what people said, it was fine on the Switch. Not perfect, but it was fine. You know, bigger games to moan about, guys. Choco Loco James wants to show off the Play Asia exclusive shooter Ghostblade HD. This is the collector's edition with the soundtrack and steel book. I recently ordered this one myself. Cass sent in this overwhelming picture. Where do you even look? It's nice to see the collector's edition of Teslagrad. That is a big boy if I ever saw one. Nice little indie game too. I reviewed it on my old channel. Nice game. Bastion got in some posts from Super Rare. Love the packaging they do on their games. Likewise, Park Ranger got in their most recent release, Tricky Towers, the full complete edition with all the DLC on the cart. Apparently that's why it was slightly more expensive. Art Phoenix Assortive showed off their lovely Samurai Showdown Shockbox delivery plus Esp Psi, or whatever, however you say it, I don't care anymore. Anyway, it's an awesome shooter that all hardcore fans of the genre should import. Sadly, I'm just too poor. Stuart Holmes sent in this picture showing off some goodies that they got from Special Reserve. Matt932 sent in this picture of some epic games, including some RPG imports that very may well have appeared in my video last week showing off all the RPG imports. Hope you didn't miss it. Dragon Quest Trilogy is just a gorgeous import. It's one of my favorites for sure. Peter Clark is enjoying his run through some visual novels that he's picked up. And he's got another one, this time the import of the Grisaya trilogy. This is massive bang for your buck. 3 large visual novels in one. Very adult themed, these ones, but I've heard they're pretty good. Momo Hasa picked up Darkest Dungeon Ancestral Edition. I do want to give this one a try. Many people say it's one of the best of its kind, but it just sounds so stressful to me. Our executive producer, God of Resin, picked up these games. Man, Rhyme makes me feel sad. I own this one myself, and I really want to play it, but the performance just kind of ruins it for me. Usually that sort of stuff doesn't bother me, but this is a beautiful game that deserves to be played at a stable frame rate. Even after the massive patch, it still has many issues, I'm afraid to say. Our executive producer Jonathan Rumo sent in these pickups, a double helping of RPG goodness. Any opinions on Destiny Connect? I enjoyed it in my review, but I never found out what the consensus was on that one. I didn't even watch anybody else's review. I like to live in my own bubble. James Church sent Valhalla from a limited run, looking very nice indeed. The artwork does look better in person for sure. I enjoyed the minimalistic Japanese artwork more, but now seeing this one in the flesh, I think they both look good. Roberto Makoto wanted to show off these custom-made mini manuals from someone over on Twitter. I am very impressed, and if you want to check them out yourself, head over to Twitter and follow some dude called Rowan FN. There's a link below in the description. Lilith was also one to finally receive Sexy Brutal. Looks like they're starting to catch up. KCA also got a shipment from them too. Jonathan continued his quest to hoover up Super Robot Wars books and games alongside these purchases. A slightly obscure import in Mantis Burn Racing, only available in Japan, that one. Also another racing game, the updated version of Gear Club 2. Zoka Omi sent in this lovely Finding Teddy 2, the European cover, along with Helmet, which, as we've seen today already. Also, these games from last week. E-Rock Z sent in this picture of pickups with some juicy imports, which they have printed out some custom sleeves for. Very nice. Plus, they also got in Finding Teddy 2, the North American variant. They got number 113. Jumbo Skull sent in this picture with a vast array of games. Lots of RPG goodness in there, including the RPG Factory Trilogy down there at the bottom. And to round this week off, we have Stephen Dommett, who got in Finding Teddy 2, just like a few of you have. It is gorgeous, and he says it's a fun game to boot. Plus, he got Oninaki. Nice. Alright, thanks ladies and gents. It's always so interesting to see what you guys are picking up and adding to your collection. If you want to send in your pictures, then you can do so over on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. Please DM me or use the hashtag Let'sGetPhysical so I can keep track of it. Or you can email it into us at contactors@switchwatch.co.uk. Just make sure you start the email title with Community Spotlight so I don't miss it. Plus, we have a Discord, which is a nice way for us to chat with you guys. Also, you can send your pictures on there in the submissions section. Right guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of New Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, Jonathan Rumo, God of Resin, and Gannicus, and all the others who have joined our memberships. We really appreciate you guys. Alright, check out last week's episode in case you missed it. We'll see you guys over there. Take care.